Burnett! The name drifted across the snow. Wind took the sound and scattered it, stabbing men's cheeks, stinging their eyes. It was also their salvation, casting away the crunch of boots on snow, hurried whispers, the subtle sounds of fabric and gear as each man swiveled his body, moving head and eyes front and back, side to side. Even so, Jake Burnett heard his name. Yeah. He twisted his head and felt the frozen snow tapping at the back of his helmet. The wind danced loose granules over the foot-deep snowpack, sending clouds of white over the surface. Good for crawling on your belly, hell on the eyes. He shivered from deep inside, the spasms radiating out, rippling through his lungs and shaking his limbs. He tightened his grip on his M1 Garand, afraid it might leap from his quivering hands. He let the shiver run through him, a puppet pulled on strings of frost. Hand signals shot out, index fingers stabbing at him, pointing at Clay Brock, 5 yards to his left. Keep low. Scout forward. Jake took it in, nodded, and turned away. Cradling his rifle, he pulled himself forward by his elbows, feeling the cold on his thighs the most. His feet weren't bad, encased in 4-buckle overshoes, combat boots, and several pairs of wool socks. He had lost count of the layers under his field jacket, sweaters and shirts compressed into one sweat-encrusted, stinking second skin. But even with long johns and the heavy wool pants, crawling in the snow left his thighs numb with the cold. No, numb would have been good. They were bruised with cold, prickly and raw, razor blades slicing them each time he moved over the frozen ground. Jake watched Clay crawl to the base of a pine, raising himself on one knee. The edge of Clay's helmet and one eye peered out from behind the tree, under the first branches heavy with snow, bent into a drift. He was still, except for his eyes. Jake couldn't see him, but he knew. He knew Clay, knew his smell, what his cough in the night sounded like, how he moved through cover, and what he'd say next. Behind Clay was a jumble of thick brush, brown branches with lines of white snow on them, weaving patterns in every direction, patterns that a helmet edge wouldn't betray. Stick your head out with a nice clear background of white, and Western Union would be knocking at the door.